Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers claim that Katie Logan Spencer's Heather Tom plans to introduce Logan, and their new designs have taken an unexpected turn. Eric Forrester, John McCook, was named as Katie's designer just before his designs debuted on the runway, although this clearly wasn't what Eric envisioned. Eric is back at Forrester Creations and is humiliated that his unfinished ideas have become the buzz of the town. When Brooke Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, arrived with Eric, Katie quickly confronted her sister. Brooke accused Katie of embarrassing Eric with the fashion preview mess, calling her callous and selfish. Brooke waged war on Katie after she refused to back down and continued to utilize Eric's ideas. B&B fans know that Katie is using Logan to get out of Brooke's shadow, or at least she is trying. Katie also appears to be seeking vengeance for previous wrongs, such as when Brooke went after Bill Spencer, Don Diamont. Brooke's war declaration clearly indicates that she means business, so what will happen next? Katie may strengthen her resolve and prepare to fight back against Brooke's impending onslaught, especially with Bill on her side. However, Katie may be concerned about the consequences of all of this. Brooke can be a powerful woman when she wants, and she has the full support of Forrester Creations. Logan is only starting out, so can they truly compete with everything Brooke, Ridge, and Eric throw at them? Bill may encourage Katie to dig her heels in and not let the Forresters pull her down, but her fashion endeavor might end in tragedy now that Brooke is openly seeking to destroy her. If Ridge, Eric, and Brooke launch a nasty media campaign against Katie and Bill, Logan may not live. Katie does not want to be known as a design thief who humiliated the Eric Forrester, but that is precisely what may happen depending on how things turn out. Regardless, this heated conflict has the potential to permanently alter Brooke and Katie's sisterhood. This goes beyond business and will result in some personal blows as the plot progresses. According to the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Katie's plan to make a statement with her fashion news may be disrupted now that Brooke is ready to blow up her enterprise, so stay tuned. The tension in Los Angeles had been building for weeks, like a thundercloud looming over the sparkling world of high fashion. Katie Logan Spencer threw her heart and everything into Logan, her new fashion label. It wasn't simply a business endeavor, it was a declaration of independence, a way to escape the lengthy shadow cast by Forrester Creations and her sister Brooke's never-ending relationships with the Forrester men. Katie thought she had the right basis for something exceptional, thanks to Bill Spencer's financial support and a hidden partnership with Eric Forrester. Eric had been restless following his health crisis and the ensuing family drama. He had surreptitiously shared some basic concepts with Katie during a sensitive time, doodles inspired by late-night talks when he felt marginalized at Forrester. He never planned for them to see the light of day so soon. They were raw, unfinished concepts that needed to be refined. But Katie recognized promise. She saw an opportunity to appreciate his greatness while forging her own path. Bill reassured her, reminding her that Eric had donated them freely, with no strings attached in writing. The inaugural ceremony took place in a clean, modern showroom overlooking the city. Soft lights illuminated the runway, champagne poured, and the press hummed with excitement. Logan positioned itself as a contemporary, approachable luxury brand, offering designs that combined classic elegance with a modern edge. Models slipped into the outfits Eric had designed, each with a hint of his characteristic flair, flowing lines, rich materials, and subtle drama. Katie stood backstage, pulse hammering, fixing the last hem. This was her moment. Then the doors flew open. Brooke Logan Forrester came in first, her characteristic blonde hair bouncing with wrath, followed by Ridge Forrester, his face a mask of controlled indignation. Eric followed them, pale and astonished, his eyes expanding as he took in the surroundings. The press cameras flashed rapidly. Whispers spread across the gathering like wildfire. Katie froze. "What are you doing here?" Brooke marched directly to the platform, where Katie had just concluded her introductory words. "This needs to stop, Katie. Right now." The room went silent save for the snapping of the shutters. Katie took a confident stride forward. "Brooke, this is my event. My company. You're not welcome to disrupt it," Brooke said, his eyes blazing. "What is your company?" Using Eric's designs without his explicit permission? Parading them out here as if they were yours to claim? How dare you humiliate him like this? Eric stood to the side, hands quivering slightly. He hadn't expected the attention on incomplete work, the media queries about his allegiance, his health, and his alleged betrayal of Forrester Creations. He seemed humiliated, stuck between loyalties. Ridge drew closer to Eric, protectively. "Dad, you don't need to say anything," Brooke said. "We're getting you out of here." She turned to Katie, her voice rising. "You knew they weren't ready. You knew Eric was still healing and figuring things out. And you threw them on the runway anyway? For what? To stick it to us? To show you can compete? That isn't ambition, Katie. That is heartless. Selfish. You're so wrapped up in your resentment of Forrester that you'd drag Eric went in the mud in front of the whole world." Katie's face reddened. "I did not drag anyone. Eric handed me the designs. He believed in it. In me." Eric spoke out, his voice calm but forceful. I shared them with Brooke. But I did not anticipate this. Not yet." The admission remained in the air. Reporters wrote feverishly. Bill walked to Katie's side and placed his hand on her shoulder. "This is currently a private concern. Everyone who has not been invited is out." But Brooke ignored him. She moved closer to her sister, her eyes sparkling with rage and something deeper, hurt. "You always do it, Katie. You play the victim, the ignored sister, and then attack when it matters most. Eric trusted you. We all did. And you utilized that to establish your small empire. Look at him. Look at what you've accomplished." Katie looked at Eric. He averted her eyes and stared at the floor. The models had stopped walking, and the music had ended. Katie said, "I didn't mean to humiliate him," as her voice cracked for the first time. I thought this would be an honor for him. Show the world his talent in a fresh way." Brooke laughed angrily. "Honor? By exposing unfinished work to scrutiny? By allowing the press to ask if he is forsaking his family's legacy? Katie, you are heartless. You've always been envious of me, of my life, of everything. But this crosses a line." Ridge drew Brooke back gently. "Enough." Brooke declined to accompany Dad home. "No. She needs to hear this. Katie, you have constructed your entire identity around being the nice sister, the one who avoids trouble. But, look around. This is a drama. This is you being selfish, prioritizing your goal before your family." The phrase, "over Eric's dignity," hit hard. Katie felt the room spin. Bill came forward, his voice low and threatening. "Back off, Brooke. You have stated your piece. Now leave before you make things worse." Brooke turned to face Bill. "Oh, you're a talker. Enabling her, as always. You both deserve each other." Eric eventually spoke up, louder this time. "Stop. All of you. This is also my fault. I should have been more explicit. I need some time to consider." He went out, with Ridge following closely behind. Brooke waited a little longer, staring at Katie with a mix of rage and sadness. "Fix it, Katie. Apologize to him. Or stop referring to yourself as a Logan." Then she was gone. The press conference descended into anarchy. Reporters screamed questions. Models meandered about in an unsure manner. Katie was alone on stage, the spotlight suddenly feeling like an accusation. Later that evening, in the privacy of her own home, Katie repeated the experience. Brooke's comments echoed, callous and selfish. She had never seen her sister regard her with such scorn. Growing up, they had struggled for guys, attention, and everything, but this seemed different. Finally, Bill spotted her on the balcony, gazing at the city lights. "Are you okay?" She shook her head. "No." Brooke was correct about one thing. "I pressed too hard. I didn't consider Eric's reaction to seeing those raw and judgmental sketches out there. Bill sighed. Eric is a big boy. He was aware of the risk when he gave them over. But I should have protected him better. Katie wiped her tears. And Brooke thinks I'm the worst version of herself. Jealous. Vindictive. You're not. Katie muttered. Am I? I wanted to prove that I could accomplish it without Forrester. Without Ridge. Without her shadow. But perhaps I did it at everyone's expense. Bill pushed her closer. We will repair it. Talk to Eric. Make things right. Across town, Brooke paced the main room of the Forrester estate. Ridge expressed worry. You went too far today, in a quiet tone. Brooke paused. Did I? Katie humiliated Ridge. In public. Eric has already been through so much, hospitalization, family disputes. And she displays his private labor as if it were a weapon. Ridge scratched his temples. Eric isn't innocent here. He handed her the designs. But he wasn't ready. Brooke said, her voice rising. You saw his face. He was devastated. Eric entered, looking tired. Thank you, Brooke, for protecting me. But Katie didn't force anything. I agreed. Brooke raced towards him. You don't need to protect her. Not after this. Eric sat down heavily. I need to speak to her. Alone. Clear the air. Brooke paused and then nodded. Just be careful. She's already hurt you enough. Katie unexpectedly showed up to Eric's house the next day. He allowed her in, the air dense with unspoken words. I owe you an apology, Katie said. I was caught up in the exhilaration of proving something to the world, to Brooke. I hadn't considered how vulnerable you'd feel. Eric observed her. I should have established boundaries. I was thrilled that someone still valued my vision outside of familial restrictions. They chatted for hours, discussing art, family, and betrayal. Katie expressed her anxieties, stating that Brooke's life always appeared wonderful while hers disintegrated. Eric expressed his concern of becoming irrelevant following his health issues. At the end, tears spilled. Katie responded, I never wanted to hurt you. Eric agreed. But we have to slow down. Refine the designs together. Make this right for both sides. Katie nodded. And Brooke. Eric grinned slightly. She loves ferociously. She will come around. Eventually. Back at Forrester Creations, Brooke confided in Ridge. I said terrible things to my sister. Ridge grasped her hand. You were defending Dad. But perhaps we all need to find a path ahead. No more wars. Brooke sighed. I said she was heartless. Selfish. But, in retrospect, perhaps I was the one who was selfishly clinging on to control. The Logan Forrester animosity had flared again, reopening old scars. However, there was a gleam in the ashes, conversations, apologies, and an opportunity to rebuild. Katie and Eric committed to collaborate professionally and transparently. Brooke texted Katie, we need to talk. Really talk. Katie said, I'm ready when you are. The debut had been disastrous, but it may have served as a trigger. Fashion trends altered suddenly. If given the opportunity, hearts thrived in families. Weeks have passed. Logan discreetly relaunched, with Eric's help and approval. The designs matured, becoming stronger as a result of the wait. Brooke sat in the front row with Katie at the amended showing. No words were required at first. Only a hand squeeze. Brooke then drew Katie away. I was wrong to call you heartless. I was afraid. For Eric. For everything. Katie grinned through tears. I was selfish. I wanted to win so strongly that I disregarded what was important. They hugged, not politely but really. Sisters again. Eric watched from a distance, pride in his eyes. The daring and beautiful had collided, yet beauty blossomed from the confusion. Forgiveness, teamwork, and family.